If you're looking for the next place you need to vacation in 2024, then the chances are you might be typing into Google, where should I visit next? Maybe you're scrolling on TikTok and you're coming up with places like Bali, Indonesia, Medellin, Colombia, Tulum, Mexico, Iceland, all of these different places. But what many people don't realize is right now, Belize is coming onto the world map from a travel perspective. And in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys all the latest data on travel to Belize for Q1 2024, and also the flight routes and where flights are coming from so you can plan your vacation. But why is all of this data so important to you? Well, if you're looking to invest in Belize real estate, then it's especially important because in a tourism-related economy like Belize, where the vast majority of our economic activity comes from tourism, being the #1 producer in our GDP, then those numbers are going to be directly related to your real estate market. So the more people that come into the country, the more people that choose to buy property here or rent one of your units when they're here on their vacation. So whether it's equity appreciation or cash flow, these numbers are very important. Let's dive into the data, guys. So right here, we have a major announcement from the Tourism Board, who tracks all the inbound people coming through the country, that for March, we surpassed our biggest month ever of people coming to Belize with 69,202 arrivals into the country. February before that was also a record-breaking month with 59,067 arrivals. So the figure in February already represented an all-time high for Belize tourism in a single month. But then what happened? Well, in March, it went and it actually broke the record again. So for Q1, we have our total tourism numbers here. And what we saw was a cumulative total of 185,897 tourists arriving into the country over the first 3 months. So January, we had 57,628. February and March, we already told you the numbers, but this broke our record for a quarter as well. And you can see it on this graph represented from 2010 to 2024, exactly what the tourism numbers look like. This is a big sign for us, and it also shows really what Belize has to offer on a global scale. Seeing as we have Caribbean aspects like the island of Ambergris Caye, Caye Caulker, some of the keys down south. I'm obviously sitting on Ambergris Caye right now, and Central America, it makes us uniquely positioned from a travel perspective for people coming to the country as the only country that offers those two things. So it stands to reason that these numbers are only going to grow. Let's talk about Belize overnight tourism. So annual Q1 growth rate from 2010 to 2024 was an annual average compounded tourism growth of 18.7%. If you look at the total increase from 2010 to 2024, it was a whopping 145.1% increase. So the numbers are steadily increasing, and it is amazing to see it in this place because a lot of the businesses depend on tourists. So when you're out here, support the local businesses, go with local dive shops, go eat at the local restaurants, and immerse yourself in the amazing local Belizean culture because it has a direct impact on the economy. Now I've got the Belize monthly tourist arrivals. So you guys will see this is broken down by year here, and 2024 is the green line at the top. And basically, again, this is just another visual representation of exactly where things are heading for this year. Now, if you're comparing Q1 of this year to Q1 of the last year, we have a 29.7% increase in tourism over those 3 months. But last year was not our benchmark year. Our benchmark year was 2019 because something that you guys know about happened after that. So we had great momentum. Obviously, it got derailed, and you'll have seen that on the prior graphs. So 2019 was our benchmark year, and we had a 17.5% increase from our benchmark year. Now let's talk about all the flights coming into Belize. We're not gonna really look at cruise ship passengers here or any land travel in this case. The cruise ship passengers typically will come in on the cruise, they'll get off, they'll go do maybe one tourist activity, then they'll get back on, but they're not spending any nights here and don't really have a significant impact on the economy. Also, if you are someone that came to Belize on a cruise ship and said you don't like Belize, I would say that you definitely need to give Belize a second chance coming in on a flight and taking a week and really embracing and enjoying everything the country has to offer and the culture has to offer, because it is a completely different experience. But For March, we had 511 international arrivals. And typically those arrivals are Boeing 737 planes that are coming in. So they have a max passenger capacity of 149 passengers. And that number of flights has been steadily increasing. And we're gonna talk about the new airlines right now that are coming in. So first and foremost, which airlines do we have flying in here for Q1? Well, let me tell you right now. We have Southwest, JetBlue, American Airlines, Delta, United, Alaska, WestJet, Copa, TAG, Air Canada, and of course, one of our local airlines, Tropic Air, does some international flights as well. Now, when the tourism board, actually the tourism minister, tried to quantify the potential impact of the change in tourism numbers, he estimated it at approximately $1.4 billion. So it is a big deal on the economy here. Just so you guys have a visual representation, these are a few different slides that show you what the arrivals look like per day, weekly, and per year in different graphs. Now let's talk specific flights. So JetBlue flies from JFK at 8:30 a.m. and arrives in Belize at 12:14, departs 1:30 from Belize and back to JFK at 7. And those flights run Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So if you're someone coming from New York, this is a major flight addition that makes it a lot easier to fly out of JFK Airport. Southwest direct flights from BWI to BZE. So if you're in Baltimore, shout out to any of my Baltimore people, it is about to get a lot easier. So oh wow, they really wrote this eloquently. Southwest is spreading its wings with a new seasonal flight connecting Baltimore and Belize. Starting March 9th through August 2024, departing Baltimore at 8:30 a.m., arriving in Belize at 12 p.m. local time. Return flight, 1 p.m., landing in Baltimore at 5:50. Southwest Airlines will also offer an additional flight from Houston to Belize every Saturday, March 9th until April 6, 2024, expanding connectivity and travel opportunities. So anyways, Baltimore is coming, and that's another huge expansion on the flight map. So right here, this might be the most important slide of the whole video here. I'm gonna tell you where you can get a direct flight to and come into Belize. So you have, in the Pacific Northwest, you have Seattle. In Canada, you have Calgary. Moving down south, you have LA, you got Denver, you got Dallas, you have Minneapolis, Chicago, Toronto, New York, Newark, Baltimore, Charlotte, Miami, Cancun, Guatemala City, El Salvador, San Pedro Sula, and of course, Panama City, with some major flight announcements coming soon on that. So for perspective, Air Canada does Toronto, WestJet does Calgary and Toronto. From Latin America, Copa does Panama City, TAG does Guatemala City. Let's go back to the US because I think that's where a lot of our audience is going to be interested in. Alaska Airlines, LA and Seattle. American is Charlotte, Dallas, LA, Miami. Delta is Atlanta and Minneapolis. JetBlue is JFK. Sun Country is Minneapolis. Southwest is Baltimore, DC, and Houston. And United is Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, and Newark. So you got lots of options to get to Belize, and more flights are being added every single day. And that's a big contributor to people coming, but also it's you guys going on the website, searching on Google Flights, trying to book a flight to Belize. The airlines are tracking all of these people that are doing this, and they're adding additional flights based on you guys reserving those flights. So it really is demand for people wanting to come to Belize that's making this happen. But where in Belize is the #1 destination to visit? Well, I'm glad you guys asked that. According to the data from the tourism board, Ambergris Caye, San Pedro remains the #1 destination to visit in Belize, with approximately 53.2% of tourism coming to the island at some point on their trip. Now, why is that? Well, the whole country is beautiful, but here in Ambergris Caye, we have the reef actually at the closest point to land in the entire country. It actually touches Ambergris Caye at the northernmost point. So the reef runs approximately 181 miles long. It is one of the biggest reasons why people come to the country here. And in Ambergris Caye, you see it off the shoreline, the waves breaking. In fact, you can probably get a little glimpse at it right now, looking out the window here, but basically you can get out there on a boat with ease, and that's a major factor. As you move south, it moves away from land. So that's one of the big reasons. Also, amenities, activities. Ambergris Caye has a lot of stuff to offer. So from an investment perspective, when you're looking at where to invest, I would say Ambergris Caye by far holds the #1 spot, with it being an island. You have island economics, you have more tourists coming here, and a plethora of other reasons. If you're looking to just explore the country, get around, go everywhere, check out all of the country. And I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you're excited about all the new flight data video. If you are someone that's interested in investing, you're probably interested in learning about how can you build a house, what kind of house should you build. And if that is the case, don't forget to like and subscribe, because in our next video that's gonna be coming soon here, we're going to be talking to you guys about what to build, how to build, and of course, where to build. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video, and hopefully down here in paradise soon.